Poor Flora. I mean, I guess I could try to go back. It'll be like, nope. No, it's stuck.
I can hear snoring. Somebody must be napping.
Seems my neighbor is off work today. Sorry, Flora.
About the notebook we picked up at your office, Professor. Exactly what explosion were you researching?
It all happened several years ago when you were very small. 2 scientists working on a physics lab unwittingly caused an explosion during an experiment. The explosion devastated the surrounding area.
That must have been all over the news.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? However, though many perished in the blast, few records of the accident remain.
What happened?
That's something I'm still trying to figure out for myself. But answer me this, Luke. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear of an explosion?
The explosion of Dr. Stungun's time machine, of course.
That was my first thought as well. I have a strong suspicion that these 2 incidents are connected.
Why's that?
Well, it's nothing more than a hunch, so I really can't say more right now.
Oh, Professor, this is our stop.
Tuck and roll, Luke.
Here we are, at Scotland Yard.
There's no time to waste. We need to find the inspector. Arrived at Scotland Yard. It's our old friend, Big Ben. Big Luke.
Police stations always make me a little bit nervous.
Got a head going.
This street looks a bit narrow for buses.
Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. This is a nice... Naturally, security is the priority in a police station. Plant. Safety First magazine. I don't know this publication.
Nice coat of arms, so it's not really the inspector's style. This place is certainly less exciting than I thought it would be.
Extremely. Chair? No? Okay. Welcome to Scotland Yard, headquarters of the London Police. How may I be of service to you? We had to see Inspector Chelmey. Will you please let him know we'd like to speak with him? Unfortunately, this inspector is terribly busy right now. What's more, I have strict orders to issue this puzzle to all visitors. Number 50. A dangerous place. In recent years, the city has been suffering from an increase in accidents and crime. According to a survey, there's one place in the city where there is a higher average of injured people and deaths throughout the year. Where could it be? Circle the name of the place. I would assume it's the hospital or the cemetery.
That should do the trick.
Yeah. The cemetery, people are dying to get in there.
Satisfy like a puzzle solved.
That's right. There might be a lot of dangerous places, but the hospital is where injured and sick people gather throughout the year. That's correct, all right. Tremendous work as usual, Professor Layton.
Oh, do you 2 know each other?
Of course, that is, I know the professor. How could any self-respecting puzzle nut not know the name of Layton? I'm a huge fan. I assume the puzzle I just solved was one of your own design? You got me there. I just couldn't pass up the chance to have the Professor Layton solve my puzzle. I'll call ahead and let the inspector know you're coming. His office is just up those stairs on the 2nd floor. Thank you very much. We don't have time to waste. This is a lot of paperwork. The inspector seems to have quite the caseload.
Oh, I wonder if they have any scones to go with that tea.
Hi, Barton.
You know, it's a little tidier than I expected in here.
I think that was everything. No, Luke, don't open the window. Just have a look at that at the desk. Oh yeah, that would be chaos. Don't do that. Hi, Barton.
Nothing like a nice cup of tea to soothe jangled nerves.
Good day, Barton.
Good day to you, sir.
Barton, we wish to have a few words with the inspector, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here either. I was led to believe he was here, in his office. Yes, he was, then got up and left. It was all very sudden. I, too, am puzzled by his sudden disappearance.
Barton, I sincerely hope you're not spreading misinformation about me. I just told you that I needed to pop downstairs to see the commissioner.
Ah, yes, you did say that, sir.
Use your ears, Constable. You'll never move up in the force if you don't learn to listen.
Greetings, Inspector.
Apologies for not saying hello, Layton. What a surprise to see you. Welcome to my humble office.
Forgive the sudden intrusion, Inspector. I heard that you're leading the investigation on the Prime Minister's disappearance.
I am, and as it's you I'm speaking with, I'll be quite candid. This case has me completely baffled. Dozens of eyewitnesses, myself included, and not one blasted lead to work with. Since you were there, I might as well hear your take on things. Have a seat.
I was questioned the day of the incident, but maybe your chat will uncover some new memories. I was questioned the day of the incident, but maybe our chat will uncover some new theories. Words and things.
I fear the inspector may be quite angry with me right now.
You've already established that you were there when the explosion occurred.
Yes, I certainly was.
And you must believe as I do that there was no way anyone could have survived the blast. Not that quack Stangun, not his staff, and though I hate to say it, not the Prime Minister. But what confounds me is that not a single trace of the lot remains.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is we've canvassed the whole place and we haven't found a thing related to the victims. No bodies, no clothing, and no shoes, not even so much as a pocket watch or ring. All we recovered from the scene was the 10 tons of scrap metal that used to be the machine. No people, though.
There were 8 of them, sir.
What? Did you say something just now, Constable?
There were 8 of them, sir. 8 people vanished.
Ah yes, according to eyewitness reports, 8 people vanished from the scene. That group consisted of Stangun, a handful of his assistants, and the Prime Minister. Now, how in the world do 8 people just vanish? It's like a blasted magic trick.
Don't worry, Inspector. From what I've heard, the Prime Minister is still alive.
Ah, young Luke, be a good lad and keep quiet, all right? The adults are having a serious conversation here. If you're bored, why don't you and Barton go play in the hall?
Inspector, I assure you Luke isn't making this up. There's a very real possibility that Bill Hawks is alive.
What? But don't leave me here scratching my head like a fool. Explain, Layton.
Before I do, I must ask a favor of you first.
And what would that be?
Do you recall the explosion that occurred at the Polydimensional Research Institute 10 years ago?
What did you just say?
I'll take that as a yes. It is imperative that I see any and all case files on that incident.
You just might be onto something here, Layton. What do you know?
Nothing at the moment, but I have a suspicion your current case and this old one are linked in some way.
I'd like to help, really I would, but those files are sealed and require top-level clearance. Even a high-ranking officer like myself would have trouble getting his hands on those.
I see. I had hoped a man of your status might have the influence necessary to acquire those documents. Unfortunately, it seems I may have hoped for too much. I'm sorry to have asked the impossible of you.
Wait just a moment, Layton. I might be able to get your access to the case file.
Excellent. I'd be extremely grateful for that.
Just one thing, though. These documents don't come for free. I want to hear everything you know or suspect about the Prime Minister's whereabouts.
Of course. Once I see the documents, and I'm sure my theory is sound, every detail will be yours.
Barton, head down to the archive room and find those old files. Tell them you're there on my orders.
Right away, sir.
Those files can't leave the archive, but you can read them there. Head downstairs past the lobby into the basement.
Much appreciated, Inspector.
So many words messed up. Alrighty. Downstairs we go.
Actually, hang on. Probably check the journal and keep up to that, otherwise we're just gonna have a ton of them.
White coats and wet clothes.
We encountered a man in a white coat standing on top of a bridge. When we asked him for directions, however, he promptly ran away, seemingly mistaking me for the boss of the family. That reminds me, we saw another man in white on the way to the restaurant, and his shoes and trousers were all wet. having trouble understanding why they'd run around like that in wet clothes. The two chaps guarding the gate bore a striking resemblance to Inspector Chelmey and Constable Barton, which reminded me that the two police officers were at the time machine demonstration as well. I decided we ought to return to our time in order to have a word with the inspector. On the way back to the clock shop, we met a fellow named Graham, who was rather upset that his cufflinks had been stolen by a mischievous parrot. Though we did have business to attend to, I felt it was my duty as a gentleman to assist the man with his problem. Thanks to the efforts of both Lukes, we were able to befriend the parrot, which turns out to be an excellent mimic. It seems that the great clock in Cog's shop functions as a portal to a wormhole, and that Cog will help us return to our own time. Though I must admit, given the way I burst into their shop, it's no wonder the owners are resentful towards my future self. I was like, what? What did we do? Oh, future Luke. Layton, not London. The London that greets us when we leave the clock shop is the familiar old London we originally left. Now's not the time for nostalgia, though. I have to drop by my office before going to meet Inspector Chelmey. Laura was waiting for us in my office. She seemed terribly upset that we went out without her, but given the danger the family poses, I'm glad we didn't take her along. I can't conduct my work with her in tow as I've done before. It's just too dangerous. Luckily, she's left the room for a bit, giving us an opportunity to find the notebook before she returns. I feel guilty for leaving Flora, but I simply cannot get her wrapped up in such a dangerous situation. I'm sure she'll understand. Our next stop is Scotland Yard, where I hope to meet Inspector Chelmey. I'd like to hear his opinion on what happened at the time machine demonstration. While we're here. Gotta walk. Can't just talk. Hello.
It's ever so gloomy in here, and musty, and damp, and dusty. These shelves are so dusty they've turned my hands pitch black.
Oh, hidden buzzer. Give me your secrets. Got a hint card. Oh. Well, now Luke, a true gentleman doesn't play on ladders.
I was just climbing it, Professor.
Just look at all the cases the police have encountered. Alrighty. Welcome to the archive. Gathered all the files pertaining to the explosion. Thank you, Barton. Your hard work has saved us considerable time.
Ew, these documents are all building, covered in dust.
These files are off limits to most people. You're the first to touch them in a long time. I see.
Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. I can't say it right either way. Where should I start?
I appreciate the offer, but I should handle these myself. They are top secret after all.
Of course, I understand. You know, it seems like the inspector's always yelling at you. Don't you ever get tired of it?
It's not so bad. Sure, he scolds me, but only when he has good reason to. Which is often, unfortunately.
Oh.
I make a lot of mistakes, so I get yelled at a lot. He's always telling me I lack insight on cases and don't, pay attention, which is completely understandable. I just get distracted, and then I make mistakes.
Aw, chin up, Barton. Everyone makes mistakes. Heck, I make them all the time.
I goof up pretty bad sometimes. Why, just the other day I found myself in the most ridiculous predicament. Number 51, park the car. You need to get your car into the parking spot marked by the flag in the middle of the grid below. As you can see, you can only enter the spot from one side. When you encounter an X, you must turn left or right. When you encounter an O, you must continue going straight. Also, your car is a bit of a clunker and can't go in reverse. Draw a line from your car into the parking spot. Okay. So, straight. No, that's to turn. Straight, straight. Turn. Turn. Straight, straight. No, I don't know if that works. The first space after the start is an X, so you have to turn either left or right. Turn left. Haha. At some point you'll need to go all the way from the left to the top right along the second row from the top. Now just figure out how to get there. Maybe it's like this? Yeah, that sounds right. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Sure.
How about this?
Cool, okay. I was like,
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
just not sure how some of the some of the circles work. Nice driving. You had to circle all the way around the parking lot. Just all around the parking lot to get to the space. Kind of annoying that you can't just pull straight in, huh?
Wonderful work, Luke. I bet you never give the professor any cause to yell at you.
Well, he's not really the yelling type. But it's true that I never let a puzzle go unsolved. I've got his reputation to protect.
Oh dear. Never considered the possibility that my goof-ups would harm the inspector's reputation.
Don't worry, Barton. What's most important is you try your best.
If only I could convince the inspector to see things that way. Luke, come here. I think I found what we came here for.
What is it, Professor?
That file yielded some very valuable information, Luke.
What exactly did you find out, Professor?
Let's just say I'm very confident the Prime Minister is still alive. However, the only way to save him is to travel to the other London, where he's being held.
You think he might be trapped in the future?
Perhaps. Let's bring this discussion to the inspector. Well, Layton, did your investigation bear any fruit? It did indeed. To start, allow me a few questions. Inspector, were you involved in the investigation into the explosion at the Institute 10 years ago? Yes, I was there. Ages ago, it was. I remember I just had been promoted to assistant inspector. I see. And do you remember the names of the scientists thought to have caused the explosion? Let me think. It's coming back to me now. One man's name was Allen. Dimitri Allen. Weren't there two scientists implicated? Do you remember the second scientist's name? It was quite a long time ago, you know. I see you're having some difficulty remembering. Well then, how about the victims? Do you remember much about them? The explosions caused substantial damage to the area and destroyed the neighboring apartment complex. One of the lab assistants perished in the explosion, as did several tenants at the building next door. Strangely enough, though, I think both of the scientists involved in the experiment survived. That was very informative, Inspector. Good, because I've got a few questions of my own now. How do you think this old case relates to my current one? This is just a theory, but I think the Prime Minister is being held somewhere beyond the influence of Scotland Yard. Do you mean to say he's being held captive in another country? You may find what I'm about to tell you hard to believe, but I think Bullhawks is being held captive in the future. This is your idea of a joke. I'm not laughing. I can understand your skepticism. Thank you for all your help today, Inspector. Should I learn anything else about the Prime Minister's whereabouts, you will be among the first to know. Come, Luke, let's be off. Now wait right there, we had a deal. Surely you've got more for me than that far-fetched theory. Inspector, I told you as much as I know at the moment. Now, please excuse us. Layton, you so-and-so. Now that we got what we came for, let's head back. Let's go back to the clock shop. Cog's waiting for us.
Okay, Professor.
Bus. I was like, how there's what? No. Mainline road. There we go. Hi, Florence. Bye, Florence.
I suppose we have to head back to future London now, huh?
What's the matter, Luke? Are you scared of traveling through time again?
Yes, I mean, no. As long as I don't have to do it alone.
Of course not. I'll be right here with you.
First on the agenda is heading to Chinatown to meet the future Professor Layton, right?
That's right, and if my guess is correct, we'll find the Prime Minister there as well.
Do you think we'll run into trouble along the way?
Considering the warm welcome we received from the family at the casino, I'd say anything's possible. Luke, there's no telling what kind of dangers await us in the future. Maybe it would be best for you to remain here in our time.
What kind of an apprentice would I be if I left you to face danger all alone? Of course I'm going to.
That one. Traveling Companions, Chapter 6. Ho ho ho! I don't know why I said it like that. Alright, what mischief did you two get yourselves into?
Excuse me, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No point playing an innocent boy. Old Stash and Scarford knows more than you think. They might be slightly obscured, but I do have eyes, you know. And these eyes can see that the law's right on your tail.
I don't follow.
Say no more, boy. Just know that I'm always on your side. If you call me, I'll come running.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
Well, we ought to be off now, Luke. I have the feeling that things are about to get interesting. Luke, do you remember the secret knock Big Luke asked when we last tried to enter the shop?
Of course. Allow me, Professor.
Come on in. Welcome back, Professor. Sorry to keep you waiting. Where is Cog, by the way?
Oh, same place as always, in the back, tinkering with that clock. Hee-hee-hoo.
Cog's in the back room, dearie. Okay, you're just gonna forever say that. That's fine. Welcome back, you two. I take it you found the information you were after? We did. Hopefully, Luke's not tired of waiting for us back at the future. Yes, we mustn't keep young sir waiting.
Young sir?
Oh, hey, did I just call Luke sir? Sorry, it's an old habit from being in the service industry. My mind's just not as sharp as it used to be, you know. I make mistakes like that often, Somebody's at the door.
You can't just force your way into private property. It's illegal, not to mention ungentlemanly.
Madam, I'm no gentleman. I'm an officer of the law, and I'm here on an important investigation.
What's Inspector Chelmey doing here?
You tailed us, didn't you, Inspector? Be that as it may, Spring is right. Forcing your way in here is quite rude. Say what you will, Layton. The fact remains that our Prime Minister is missing, and if I have to crash a few parties to find him, then that's how it has to be. And I'll keep crashing them until you lay your cards on the table, Layton. All of them.
I can't believe you, Professor. And you too, Luke. Flora! You two ran off and left me on my own again. And after I made you those nice cucumber sandwiches.
Flora, please try to understand. We just didn't want to put you in a dangerous situation.
I don't buy it. The real reason you won't take me is because you think I'll get in the way. Now that's not it at all.
Flora, you have to understand. You could be put in harm's way. It's for your safety that I
don't know anyone else in this town. What am I supposed to do when you two run off? Stare at the wall? Oh no, that's really fun. By really fun, I mean not fun at all. When you put it that way, I can see where you're coming from.
Now, Luke, listen here. You know, Layton, I think the girl has a point. You may be leaving her behind out of concern, but that doesn't mean much if it upsets her, so... Inspector, you too? Sorry to butt in, but we've got to get this show on the road. We can't keep Luke waiting any longer. I have to start her up now. But there are several people here who have nothing to do with the matter at hand. As far as I'm concerned, the more people we got, the merrier. It's ridiculous. I beg you to reconsider. Sorry, Professor. We've got to go. Hold on, everyone. Hold on? What for? That clock has too many hands. Okay, end of the line. Everyone out. What in the world just happened?
My stomach's doing backflips again.
What was all that? Step outside and see for yourself, Inspector. That should serve as sufficient explanation. I don't know what you're getting at, but fine. Barton, let's step outside. Just a moment, sir. Feeling a touch queasy. Actually, make that quite queasy. Pull yourself together, Constable. We're going out.
Please don't jostle me. I'm feeling a bit green. Are you okay, Flora?
It was a rather shaky trip.
I'll say, time travel really takes it out of you.
I'm a bit dizzy.
Oh no, someone get you!
She just whooped. Sorry, Flora. Flora, have you met Potato? Layton! Oh, what's all this? What happened to London? We're still in London, Professor. We're still in London, Inspector. We've just been transported 10 years into the future. But that's impossible! Isn't it? Oh, is it possible, Layton? One thing is for certain, we're no longer in the London we knew. Well, there will be time for there will be time for debate once my work is done. Seem to recall you saying something about the Prime Minister being trapped in the future, yes? Yes. I'm by no means certain, but it remains a definite possibility. Well then, what are we standing around for? The hunt is on, Barton. We're off to find the Prime Minister. You know, Inspector, we may have better luck tracking him down if we work together on this case. That's enough from you, Layton. The fact remains that you're a civilian. I'll handle this on my own.
Okay. Are you feeling any better, Barton?
Yes. No. Yes. Where am I?
You're in the future. This is London 10 years in the future, Barton.
Oh my.
No need to fret, Barton. Everything is fine.
Don't worry about me, lad. The inspector is here. You and your friends are safe. We'll be fine.
Exactly. Where's the other loop, Professor?
Now that you mention it, we never decided on a meeting place. Perhaps it's time to pay Shipley a visit.
Of course, he can get us in touch with Big Luke. Shall we head over to the arcade restaurant then?
How did you follow us, Stash and Scarfin? No. Look who's back.
Mr. Stash and Scarfin?
The one and only. One and only. I've got a burp, though. And who's your feathered friend there?
Oh, you mean Potato. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Bird. Say, seeing as how you're a dependable bunch, I've got a favor to ask. Lately, I can't get enough of mushrooms, especially this one little red delectable variety. That's where you come in. I'd like you to seek out one of those fine fungi and bring it round to me.
A little delectable red mushroom. I haven't a clue where we can pick up one of those. Alright, Potato knows. Potato will go grab it.
That's the kind of can-do attitude I like, Bird. But what are you really up to the task?
Potato's no regular bird. This should be a snap for him.
Go, Potato, go! Potato can now take on requests from people you meet during your adventure. Help Potato complete the tasks requested in the parrot minigame available in the trunk. The more requests you succeed in filling, the more clever Potato becomes. If you complete enough requests, he'll start to help you find hidden hint coins. See if you can help Potato fill every delivery request you come across. Potato got the delivery request, Stashin's Toadstool. Let's get this show on the road. Open the parrot minigame in the trunk and select my request. Come on, how hard can it be to get one measly mushroom? Now hurry up with that fungus. Can't get enough of those little red mushrooms. You just have to bring me one. You just have to. I'll try. Your parrot has generously volunteered his services as a delivery bird. Unfortunately, the heavy items he has to carry may make it hard for him to fly properly. Predict his flight path and help him to the recipient by making perches out of rope for him. Create a perch for your parrot by connecting any two posts with a rope. The number of ropes at your disposal changes with each delivery request. The position and angle of each perch will affect the trajectory of your parrot's flight. Build efficient perches that will help your parrot get to his destination as quickly as possible. Ropes can't intersect with each other. Also, you can't attach two ropes to the same post. Tap clear to erase all the ropes you've drawn from the screen. Tap start to send your parrot out to deliver his package. Watch how he flies closely. If you want to cancel a delivery attempt while the parrot is flying, tap quit. When a parrot lands on a flat perch, he will return to his basic flight path when he takes off next. By laying out a number of well-placed perches, your parrot can fly to very high places. Complete the course by guiding your parrot over to the delivery recipient. During delivery, if your parrot flies off screen or falls into a hole, you must reattempt your delivery. Look at Luke, so cute. Your parrot must reach the recipient before time runs out, so keep an eye on the clock. When your parrot completes every delivery in the game, something neat will happen.